Hey there, we're looking at ICP, and last week we talked about whether ICP is going to flip its table and shoots to the top. And interestingly, last week it did a little bit of dip, but that's totally within our discussion range. So let's dive into the chart and see what's going on from both Wyckoff and candlestick patterns plus Bollinger Band counter squeeze perspectives. Here, we're looking at a descending wedge. That's the typical candlestick pattern analysis. I can adjust this line to cover the wicks, but that's not going to change this point at the very tip. That's the beginning of October. So, meaning in a week or two's time, the breakout will have to happen to escape from this wedge. According to candlestick pattern analysis, this descending wedge is a bullish sign, but I mentioned in many scenarios that that's the textbook definition. There are outliers that doesn't follow the textbook. So remember, while expecting it to go up, don't forget to set a stop loss just in case it gets to the downside for a deeper test. But like if we look at here, it was only around 2023 summer that we had that kind of dip. Not that it happened since then. So maybe we are already in a safe zone, but still there, I would say 30% of chance that it has to that side, while the larger chance is for it to go to the distribution zone. And like I said, it's only 1 week or two away from that breakout, and we'll see whether it's going to head to test the orange, that key level of 5.82, or is it to go break the 4.52 red key level and come down to test the absolute low at around $3. So that's the big picture from a Wyckoff perspective. Is at the mid-late stage of an accumulation, and it's any moment in time it's going to go up and show us what this distribution is this time. Though one thing, this white dashed line over here that I have included in many altcoins is a declining trend line for the distribution peaks. So this buying climax over here back in December last year, and this one back in March last year, it kept declining. So if you look at some other altcoins, they don't exhibit this kind of behavior. Some of them are pretty flat, and maybe a few even have higher peaks. So the significance of this for myself is that maybe from a long-term perspective it's exhibiting a declining value behavior. So what does it mean to you as an investor, a trader, or a speculator? That means the long-term profit potential for you will be squeezed and lower. Why? So let's take a look. From the selling climax that went all the way to the orange, let's enlarge it so you can clearly see where that has gone to or dipped to. So this touches the orange key level, right? That's around $5.80, and the peak right there is $15.58. So if I were to draw the percentage, that's 170% roughly. Remember, that's 170, okay? Compared to the one we have here, from the very low, right there, to the very top of the buying climax, the top of the wick. Sorry about that, it disappeared. Let's go, try again. That's 655%. It's almost 4 times what happened here. And now, coming to this cycle, this is where the bottom is, I've got a duplicated second test, that's fine, and another duplicate over there. So this is the tip that we're referencing. Let's enlarge it a little, so if you're watching on a mobile it will be easier. What's happening over here is, if it's going to climb from this point to just where the dashed line is, let's say immediately next week it shoots from the current level to where the white dashed line is, or even the light blue key level. That's only a 138%, not even 140% rise. So see where I'm pointing to, right? It's 650%, 170% from here to there. And this time, if it lands somewhere below this dashed line, it's going to be just below 140%. So it's a declining return that I mentioned just 2 minutes ago. So what we hope for is the buying climax that's an end below this line and go back to challenge at least the purple key level of $12.72. That's the big picture view. Now let's get to the daily. From a daily perspective, a squeeze is happening. So you see this vertical shade right there. That's, from a technical perspective, the calculations of the indicator shows a squeeze is happening, meaning a bigger price move is on the way. Last time, or like last multiple times when it happened, we see these crazy swings after swings after swings. So currently, this squeeze period is longest among the past 5 since May this year. And during February, that one was a longer one, but then the swing is a continuation of what's already happening. Currently, we are accumulating from a stage where a long time horizontal trading zone has been developed. So it may end up being something similar to what happened back in June as well as early July, just 2-3 months back. And it's going to first test the orange key level when the squeeze force is released, and because it has been consolidating or squeezing for longer, hope we'll see it at least challenge the key level of $7.20. So let's switch off this. From a Wyckoff perspective, it's still behaving in the same way, so there's not much to add. I'll just say maybe this time, besides the sign of strength, we may be able to see some form of backup or last point of support period where we see a platform period of trading before it shoots up to the buying climax this time. So it's still too early to tell. Hopefully it doesn't come down to exhibit a spring before it goes up. So the backup last point of support period is something like this. It kind of stays horizontal for a moment and then shoots up. This is like a fake out situation. So it exhibited the platform period. Yeah, it's pretty flat trading right over there. And then it dipped to the spring level before it shoots up again. So this move has probably like scared away quite a bit of people that has their stock in hand, and then the price shot up during December 2023. Likewise here, this dip over here might have scared away quite a bit of people, and that's where the whales get a larger chunk of their stock, the final stock, before they pushes the price up all the way to the buying climax back in December last year. And now that we're getting nearer to the end of the year, would it be the same that we see the same thing happen for ICP, that we reach a peak near the year end. We'll soon find out very soon. So thanks for joining me again for ICP session. See you in the next one.